So growing up, my parents were good parents, and they whipped us kids into shape and got us to help out with chores around the house. So after dinner, I have 6 younger siblings, so all of us would be assigned something to do. Someone would be in charge of sweeping, someone would be in charge of washing the dishes, someone would be in charge of wiping down the counters. Everyone had their job. And my parents' one rule was, nobody gets to leave the kitchen until all the jobs are done. I don't care how it gets done, but none of you are leaving the kitchen until it's clean. Well, shortly after dinner, almost without fail, one of my brothers would always have to go to the bathroom. Like immediately after, his digestive system must just be in top condition, because as soon as the last bite had been eaten, he just had to go. And miraculously, it would take him probably the whole amount of time we were cleaning for him to finally emerge. Now, this really irritated us as siblings, and we would finish our jobs and his job would remain undone. We would go to our parents who were in the living room enjoying some peace and quiet finally. We would say, "Mom, Dad, my job's done." And they'd be like, "Oh, that's great. Well, what about this final one?" "Well, he's still in the bathroom, so he can't do it." "Well, we're all done." They'd be like, "Nope, get back in the kitchen. No one leaves until that kitchen is clean." And so, we had some anger to deal with, some sibling rivalry. And something similar is happening in the gospel today with Martha and Mary. These 2 sisters have Jesus over for dinner to their house. And Martha's running around like a madwoman, making sure that everything is set up properly for Jesus, whereas Mary is sitting at Jesus' feet and listening to him. And I kind of sympathize with Martha here. She goes to Jesus and she says, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to come and help me." And you can tell that Martha and Mary were good friends of Jesus, because Martha has no problem telling Jesus exactly how she feels and what she thinks he should do about it. But Jesus tells her that what Mary is doing at his feet, listening at his feet, is important as well. And there's something happening in the story that goes far deeper than just 2 sisters kind of having a fight in front of Jesus. Jesus is teaching all of us something very important about our own spiritual lives, in that Martha and Mary represent 2 very important roles that are to be played in the life of every single Christian. There's supposed to be a Martha and a Mary in all of us. One, the Martha in us that serves Jesus in the church through volunteering, through helping others. And then there's supposed to be the part of our soul that imitates Mary in sitting at Jesus' feet and spending time with him, gazing at him, hearing his voice. And all of us are attracted more to one than the other. And it's going to be different depending on who you are. Some of you find it much easier to sit in prayer, to meditate, to read the Bible, but to get out of your comfort zone and actually do something to serve in the church, that's hard for you. It doesn't come naturally to you. There's others of you that are very good at getting things done. You like to serve in the church. You like to help people. You're a doer. You like to go out and do things to build up the kingdom of God. But when it comes to prayer and spending time with the Lord in the silence, it's a little uncomfortable for you. It hurts a little, because you're thinking to yourself, of all the things that I could be doing during this prayer time, it feels like I'm wasting time. And so it's important for us to recognize which part of our soul needs some work. Is it the part of our soul that maybe needs to go out of ourselves, to go and serve, to go and take up a ministry in the church, to go and actually do something to build up the kingdom of God? Or do we need to do a little bit work on maybe putting down some of the work? Saying no to some of the things so that we have more time to sit at Jesus' feet and hear his voice. Martha and Mary represent these aspects of the soul. And for all of us, as we listen to it, I think Jesus is saying to you, what is the part of your heart that needs the most work? What is the part of your heart that you need to nurture more so that you grow in your spiritual life? so that you don't stay stuck in the good place that you're at. If you're really good at prayer, but you're not as good at service, or if you're really good at service but not as good as prayer, Jesus wants you to grow wherever you're at, whatever you're most attracted to, so that you can become ever more balanced, and that when you are praying, you're receiving grace from God to serve the church better. And when you're working for the church, for the good of the world, for the good of your community, you can come back to prayer and almost debrief or talk about it with Jesus. They're not to be seen in contrast with each other. They're meant to be exercised together so that you can become the saint that God is calling you to be.